In that way, art is basically thickening those golden threads that connect us all.
Oh, oh, that's beautiful. I think so. And we've discussed this before. I believe that everybody's creative. It's one of the imprints that we have. Creativity isn't just art. Creativity is figuring things out. Is thinking about your life in any way. We can't not be creative. We can't not be creative. I think life itself is a creative expression.
That's exactly right. And being creative helps us balance those energies and express our reality. I know I find myself, my brain's going a mile a minute and I'm ready to fly through the universe, but I'm also a person that has to take my kid to the dentist.
Yeah, it's the taking the kid to the dentist while we're floating in divinity that creates the world. That when we do things that are structural and make an impact with other people's lives and ground us to this earth plane, it's hard. It's that old joke I say that earth enemies of humanity are gravity and emotions. I prefer not to take my kid to the dentist, but we are gravity bound. We're here on this earth and teeth need help and I love him, so I do this. So we learn to modify our own demands of other people and ourself by being that kind of loving person.
And that's really valid to realize that both the divine and the physical aspects of life are intertwined.
They really are the same thing. They're just expressed a little more densely the more we connect to the earth plane. If I'm trying to build a wall so I've poured some concrete there or some mud or whatever, and I'm trying to get these rocks into place, that's creative. But how much more physical can you get? It's dirty work. You're dealing with the physicality of the earth. You're using your creativity to try to create something beautiful that will last. And who knows, it may outlive you. So I think it is that divine instruction from creativity that's expressed in a physical way that makes life what it is. We all do the same thing. We move things from one place to the next on earth. Oh my God, when I had my farm, I had to fill one of my pastures because the water level was 1 foot down, even in the droughted summers. I had to fill with 15 truck and transports of gravel and dirt. So you move things from one place to the next. In 20 years from now, somebody might take that and dig it up and move that dirt somewhere else. But we also move emotions from one place to the next. And we do that by communicating with other people. And those emotions, when they are not positive, when they're not kind, when they're not loving, that's just icky stuff. But we all do it. It's just life.
Well, and that goes back to what we were talking about, bringing in light to counteract the negative activity, and how things like flash mobs are, and other ways that we get creative in groups, are really amplifying that energy.
We have to get out of ourselves in some way. If I get stuck in my own crap, oh my God, I'm not going to be feeling much love, light, and power. I'm stuck in my own stuff, thinking I want my way and I want it the way I thought, and I don't want anything interfering with it. It might pass in 10 seconds, but of course it comes up. And the people that say it doesn't, you're lying or you're just nuts. It's part of human nature. We all share these emotions. We have the same emotions, we just express them differently. And when we bring light, illumination, and grace into a situation, it softens it and we get out of ourselves. It's like taking the kid to the dentist. You get out of yourself and your light, your intention, your illumination goes towards the child.
That's really true, and it has me had me had an image in my mind of the energy that we have, say, the 1,000 musicians playing music together. That energy is pure love, and they're all in the moment, and But then I had a same picture of like a group of gossipy women where women get together and they gossip about each other and they bitch about their husbands. And that energy is almost the opposite. So it shows you to be aware of what energy you're sending out there.
That's very true. The gossipy, bitchy, sometimes you have to sometimes you have to do that, maybe turn it positive. Back at the farm, a bunch of gal friends now, we each had dogs, and they bring them out to the dogs. The dogs would run around like idiots. We called it barking bitch. The dog
That's
the dogs would bark, and we'd just bitch and complain about things, and, we'd just be girl it wasn't negative, but that stopped when 4 of us got pit bulls. So we couldn't do that anymore because they just didn't get along. They didn't play well with others at that point. So you have to look at personality, but I think when you get together and you get this infectious negativity of, let me tell you something nasty that happened or horrible stuff, that is awful. And we all know it's awful. And you leave that feeling sick to your stomach. Come on. We all do it to some point, but hopefully we catch ourselves. And that's what we teach our kids not to do. We want to be aware of our thoughts and to be aware of being carried by higher power when we can. But I don't think we can go through an hour in a day where we don't feel what, 10, 15 emotions? We just do. They cycle. And it's because we're affected environmentally, we're affected by our childhood programming, we're affected by what we just saw, what we read, what we think's going to happen. Oh my God, the dog peed on the carpet, or oh my God, my kitten had kittens, my cat had kittens. So there's all kind of things that happen from it's the spectrum, and we try to manage that spectrum by a structure. And I keep bringing that up. That's a very Capricorn thing. And the structure is I want to be more in the middle and balanced than whacking from one side to the next. But sometimes we do that. Sometimes that's how we figure things out. So what? We'll figure it out. And I think the more we can say, so what? I'll figure it out. I'm having to train myself. I've spoken about this before. Y'all feel free to call me on it. When something's going wackadoodle like that, I'm having to train myself to say, so what? Big deal. Big deal. And by doing that, I detach from having to be dramatic or having to have an answer or having to want to go eat a cookie, whatever it is. What kind of relief are you looking for? So I think the more we can stay in the middle and train ourselves with some kind of process to do that, the cooler we're going to be. How's that?
sounds excellent. To stop making everything such a big deal. I need to make that a goal as well.
You figure it out, let me know. I'm practicing. I've told y'all that I'm doing these breathing things. And oh my God, how many years ago did a friend of mine who's a body code practitioner, CJ Powatnan in Helena, Zoli, the body code said you'd really benefit from a lifestyle change of doing breathing exercises. I'm like, yeah, right, whatever. How many years? What, 5 years ago? It took me 5 years. 5 years. So I was looking at YouTube, and I love to look at these things on YouTube that say, try this, try that, this and that, until I get sick of it and bored and figure I can't do any of it out, and I'll go have a cup of coffee. But I try. I'm just a people, you guys. I'm just a people, and I'm working on it. But this one guy that does body analysis, he says how the breathing affects you. And then Dr. Andrews said that. And I noticed this person, all these breath analysis things came on. And I've tried it, and darn if it doesn't calm me down. I'm calming my vagus nerve and I'm controlling myself. I think that happened because I reached a point of getting a belly full of wondering, why do I get so jacked up? Well, let's look at that, Zoli. You're autistic. You have Asperger's. You're on the spectrum. You guys get jacked up about a lot of stuff, then not jacked up at all about some other stuff that other people might. But it's my own little special messed upness that I call it. There's that. My Aries sun sign, Grand Trine of the fire sign, Cancer South Node, Cancer moon, da 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 da. I set myself up this life to have to work on this. I have to try. So at age almost 72, don't laugh too hard, I'm finally trying in this way.